Good morning, it's Capri Cares. Know that I care that I know. This is our daily motivation and inspiration for our mental health ministry here at the Ephesian Primitive Baptist Church. It's Capri Cares. Know that I care and care that I know.
Check. Can you hear now? Can you hear now? Shannon, can you hear now? Amen. Can you hear now? Because my pad. Can you hear now? I apologize. I'm sitting up here talking, and you lovely individuals could not hear. God, thank you, cousin. My bad. My bad. My bad. Yep. It's the weekend. Good morning, Clarice. Good morning, everybody. I apologize. I'm sitting up here talking, and you couldn't hear. Question one. Let me put question one. When you entered into somebody else's world, yeah. When you entered into somebody else's world, here it is. Question one. When you entered into somebody else's world, Okay, Tammy, now you know what's going on. When you entered into somebody's world, question one, were you listening or were you talking? Or did you even enter into somebody else's world? And it's okay. Were you listening or were you talking? And then when you talk about becoming an incarnational listener, and all of us have to get to that point and place in life, there are 5 levels of listening. Everybody put that in the chat. 5 levels of listening. There are 5 levels of listening. And the first level of listening, Clarice, for everyone on here today, the first level of listening, everybody put level 1 or number 1. Shannon, put that in the chat. And thank y'all for being here this morning, because I didn't tell y'all, and I will give you a snippet of what happened yesterday, why everything went blank. And once again, Facebook, we apologize for that. We were not trying to shame the federal government or anything or anybody. I think we said some words that should not have been said. So the 5 levels of listening. Level number 1 is ignoring. Ignoring. Level 1 is ignoring. Everybody put ignoring. You know what it's like to ignore. You know what it's like to be ignored. Yes, ignoring. Level 1 is ignoring. So when we become an incarnate, Brandy Shield, we are coming in on weekend wrap up. And the question is, have you entered somebody else's world? If you have, was it as a listener or as a talker? The 5 levels of listening. Number 2, after you stop ignoring your voice, stop pretending. Stop pretending. Stop pretending. Thank you, Tammy. Stop pretending. I'm going to stop pretending like I'm not affected by what's affecting me. That's not healthy, because the world that I need to enter into, possibly might be mine. The world that I need to enter into possibly might be mine. And I'm going to stop pretending like it didn't affect me, because it did. It affected me. Listen, not only did it affect me, it's still affecting me. So I'm going to stop pretending. But you say, well, Pastor Hill, you in your mid-40s, almost to 50. What does that mean? That means I've carried this weight and this burden for too long. That's what that means. I've carried this weight and this burden for too long. And now every relationship that I enter, I drag this into it. I drag this into every positive, every healthy, every unhealthy relationship. I drag it into it because I pretend like things don't bother me when they do. So when you enter somebody else's world or in the world of another person, are you a listener or a talker? I'm not going to pretend. Number 1 is ignoring. Number 2 is pretending. There you go, Valina. Thank you. Thirdly, Brandy. Everybody put this in the chat. Number 1, ignore. Number 2, pretend. The levels of listening. The levels of listening. The levels of listening. The levels of listening. Number 3, being selective. You pick and choose what you want to hear when you want to hear it. Or you listen to the point that you validate what you want to be heard or what you hear. You validate that. You were just listening for one thing. You were very selective in your listening, and in your selectivity, what you've done is you ignored and you were pretending to be listening, but you was really being selective. What did you want to hear? When we're in anger and rage and have an unhealthy emotion, we're just looking for the buzzword to set it off. Come on, Clarice, knock it off my shoulder. Come on, let's be honest. You're looking for that thing to help set it off. You just need a reason to set it off. And that's what happens when we are being selective. Number four. Number four. So put this in the chat. Somebody, moderator, please. Number one, ignore. Number two, pretending. Number three, selective. Number four, active. Where you're literally trying to get to that place. Where you're literally trying to get to that place. Where you're trying to get to that place. Where you're trying to literally get to that place that you are engaged. You can, for the most part, watch this, repeat what has been communicated. You can repeat what you heard. You can repeat that. You can repeat that. And you begin to start feeling that thing. And you're in that space where you're actively engaged, where you're giving more of your mind to what's being said. Less of your mouth, more of your mind. Can I put that in the chat? Less of my mouth, more of my mind. Less of my mouth, more of my mind. And then fifthly, empathetic, where you start feeling what that person feels somewhat as they're communicating. Yeah. I'm going, listen. Yeah. Less of my mouth, more of my mind. Come on. Empathetic. I need to be more empathetic. I need to start feeling what this person is feeling. Empathetic. Hey, Clarice said pathetic. Dog, empathetic. Yeah, Clarice. Sometimes we are pathetic, but we're empathetic. We're empathetic. We want to feel more what they are feeling. We literally want to feel that thing. You know, we want to feel that. I want to feel how this person is communicated. I feel a sense of connection. I feel a sense of urgency. I feel something. So I'm going back to my earlier question. Objective. We want to make sure that we can label the 5 levels of listening. Label the 5 levels of listening. And when we choose to be incarnate, we hang between our world and the world of another person. And when we hang between our world and the world of another person, we don't want to ignore. We don't want to pretend. We don't want to be selective. We want to be active and empathetic. And that includes me. Because I've ignored me for so long. How can I effectively and efficiently listen to others? Man, so do me a favor, everybody who's listening, put that in the chat. Put the 5 levels of listening. Number 1, ignore. Number 2, pretend. Number 3, selective. Number 4, active. And number 5, empathetic. Yes, put those 5 words in the chat. Brandy, I want to go back. You said we, that's good. Brandy, what did you mean when you said we? Ooh, you said we, that's good. What are or were you referring to, B? Just want to know. Just want to know. Just want to know. What were you referring to? What were you referring to? Because I want to be on the same page with you. All right. Thank you, Shannon. Boom. Ignore, pretend, selective, active, and empathy. So you can recognize and label. You can recognize and label. 2 things you can do. 2 things already you can do. You can recognize and you can label. You can do that. Yeah. And Brandy, this is a great exercise. I thank you for your transparency and your truth, especially with our teenagers and our young adult children. You know, we often ask kids when we're in their face, did you hear me? Did you hear me? Yeah, they did. But we need to ask our adult and teenagers, what are you hearing? Did you hear what I said? Yes. But that don't mean that you're actively listening. What did you hear moves us from the selective to the active listening. Mm-hmm. So, B, let's move to the next one. Brandy, boom. Here's a picture. I want us to look at this picture. We need to look at this picture, y'all. We need to study this picture. I want to look at this picture. I want you to look at it. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. Everybody put in the chat 3 questions. I want you to ask yourself 3 questions as you're looking at this picture. I should have done a better job with this picture, but I will do a better job, Shannon. And I guess you and I, cousin, gonna have to work on some graphics and stuff so people can see. Look at this picture. I'm gonna ask you 3 questions. What do you see? Number 1. Number 2, what is expressed? And what are the implications of this picture? What do you see? Let's just start out with the simple. This activity is called walking to the picture. Thank you, Clarice. Boom. Thank you. What do you see? I see a hand. I see something in her hand. I see a dress. I see a head wrap. I see a soldier. I see a spear. I see a crowd. I see somebody thinking. I see a chair. I see feet. I see some type of robe. I see a lot of things in this picture. This picture is full of a lot of life, and a picture's worth 1,000 words. What do you see? What do you see? So let me pause. Moving to this next activity. Number 1, can you label and recognize the 5 levels of listening? Can you label and recognize the 5 levels of listening? You can. You recognize them, you say it up, then you can attach the exhortation to that or match the exhortation to that. That's 2 activities. Now we're looking at this picture of Alina on our weekend wrap up. We wrapping it up, Alina. And we'll drop some more nuggets as we go through. What do we see? What is expressed? What is expressed in this picture? Focus is being expressed. Everybody shout focus. Focus is being expressed. I got 10 more minutes, y'all. I got 10 more minutes. Focus is being expressed. The soldier is focused. The woman is focused. Herod is focused. Focus is being expressed. Pause, pastor, cousin, neighbor, whatever I am, friend. What did you and I focus on this week? What did we focus on? What did we focus on this week? What was our focus this week? Literally, what was our focus this week? This woman has a focus. He's focused. He's focused. Now, Valina, they're focused. They're waiting on the verdict or watching what's taking place, but they're focused. Clarice, here it is. Got to go back to this. Boom. Am I dedicated to remove distractions and mental clutter so that I can concentrate or focus with clarity on the real issue? I got to make sure that I'm focused. What was my focus this week? Secondly, as you're talking about what did I focus on mostly or mainly for my mind this week, what did I discover? What was my focus? What did I discover? And then thirdly, what did I develop from that focus? What was my focus? What did I discover? What did I develop? Mm-hmm. Yes. Going back to this picture, Michael. Everybody do me a favor, hit like and share if you're coming in on Facebook, even wherever you're coming in. Just share it. Share it. We didn't come in with all the music today. It's a weekend wrap up. We might do that next weekend, and I promise you we will have some shows next week. Here it is. Here it is. What was my focus? What did I discover? What did I develop? Can I share? May I share what I discovered? Here's what I discovered. I discovered that when I'm focused on what I need to be focused on, when I'm focused on what I need to be focused on, I did not allow my distractions to make me detour from what I was focused on. When I'm focused, what I was focused on, I did not allow my distractions didn't take me on a detour. Didn't do that. I promise you they didn't do that. Didn't do that at all. Didn't do that at all. Didn't do that at all. What did I develop? I developed a greater sense of awareness because, Clarice, I stayed focused. Now, pause. I know I said something for me, if not for you. I need you to tell your mind today, focus on the right thing 3 times. I will focus on the right thing. I will focus on the right thing. I will focus on the right thing. Yes. My mind will focus on the right thing. My mind will focus on the right thing. My mind will focus on the right thing. Remember, it might not take that for everybody, but it takes that for me. Look what it takes for LeBron to be LeBron, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson. Come on. For the Swifties and for Beyonce fans, look what it takes for them to be them. But I had to focus my mind so I wouldn't get distracted and my distractions become my detours. Secondly, I discovered, yes. Well, I discovered that. And thirdly, I developed a greater sense of awareness. I apologize for the mix-up. So let's review. Can you list and label the 5 levels of listening? Yes, you can. Number 2, can you walk into a picture? Everybody shout, walk into a picture. Here's your picture. Here's your picture. There's your picture. Walk into the picture. Walk into the picture. What do you see? What is expressed? Can I talk about the expression, Michael? Look, Shannon, I see strength expressed from this person. I see urgency expressed from that person. I see possibly a little worry or concern from this person. Strength, urgency, worry. Can we put that in the chat? Valina. Strength, urgency, worry. Strength, urgency, worry. Strength, urgency, worry. Strength, urgency, worry. All of that's in the picture. And then uncertainty with this crowd. Strength, urgency, worry, uncertainty. Wow, that Clarice, are you still on here? Hope you are. Listen, Tanja, y'all still on? Yes. Good morning, Stacy. Yes, in this picture. Strength, urgency, worry, uncertainty. And those are a gamut of emotions or state of being that we all find ourselves in. Sometimes we find ourselves strong. Sometimes we find ourselves operating in the urgent. Sometimes we find ourselves worrying. And sometimes we find ourselves uncertain. It's the weekend wrap up. Y'all, I got 3 minutes and I got to get off of here. So let me pause. That's what's expressed. What do you see? What is expressed? Stacy, we'll close out this with intent. Shannon, what is implied? The implications of this picture. Here's one implication for me, and everybody can put implied. The implication for me is this, and I close on this. This picture literally implies that when life starts lifing, I can experience a gamut of emotions. And I need to understand that every emotion that I experience needs to be validated. Maybe one so more than others, but every emotion that I experience needs to be validated. Some more than others. I can be strong. I can be anxious. Let's say urgent anxious. I can worry. I can be uncertain. When life starts lifing, this picture implies strength, that my emotions need to be validated, some more than others. But I need to know how to maneuver and move with all these emotions. What are the 4 emotions in this picture? Strength, urgency, anxiety, worry, uncertainty. So what can you do today? I'm glad you came off of the weekend wrap up. I'm going to do this often. We will have shows next week. I promise you. We will have shows next week. I promise you. Hashtag and shows next week and content. Go back and look at this again. I promise you. Ask people. Don't ask people, did they hear you? Ask people, what are you hearing? What are you hearing? What are you hearing? Thank you, Stacy. Implication. Yes. We need to know how to do that. I need to know how to do that. I need to know how to be, listen, this is a word right here. Thank you, Holy Spirit. I need to know the responsibilities that come from sitting in the seat. Come on, y'all. I need to know the responsibilities that come with sitting in the seat. All right, y'all, this is our weekend wrap up. Go back, like and share this video. Like and share this video. Go back and like it. Go back and share it. You know, you have your activities. Yeah. Adrian Hammer, good morning, sir, coach. Go back, watch this video from beginning to end. Number 1, can you list the 5 levels of listening? Can you label them? Yes. Number 2, are you able to decipher or interpret a picture? Yes. Number 3, are you able to draw implications from the picture? Number 4, are you able to enter somebody else's world and not so much talk, but listen? Hey, y'all, it's Capri Cares. It's the weekend wrap up. Know that I care that I know. We will see you in this space next week. For those, if I don't see you next week, happy holidays. Eat as much turkey as you possibly can and all the other things. Love you. Going to get a haircut, funeral, and a wedding today. And then football. How about that, Adrian? Funeral, wedding, football. Yeah. Peace and blessings. Kendra, go back and watch the video in its entirety. Adrian, everybody has a homework assignment. It is what it is. My family's calling me. Peace.